So far we've gotten a really nice buck and a good fatty little doe. We processed those, broken them all down. We saved everything we wanted, which was the tenderloins, the backstraps, the football roast. The rest of it we're gonna make some sort of product out of. Some of it we're just gonna make a ground deer, and some of it we're gonna make sausage and jerky out of. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna take our dough, all the parts that we didn't want, and we're gonna mix it up. Now, we would normally add just straight pork fat to this, and we'd usually do it around the 20% margin. Our hunter has requested a little bit leaner than that. And instead of having pork fat, we have 50-50 trim. It's really the pork shoulder. It is a special part of the pork shoulder, so it really is a 50-50 mix of lean and trim. And we got this from a processor friend of ours. So what we're gonna do is get him a 10% fat ratio. So we've got 19 pounds of straight deer here. So to get to that 10% pork fat, we need to add 20% of the product's weight in just this mix, because half of that is going to be pork fat. We know we're gonna have about 10% fat total in this product. Now for all the grinding today, we're gonna use our Walton's One Shot. Now this is the special auger that is gonna grind everything twice. It goes through this chunker plate first, or kidney plate, then it goes through a dual-sided knife, and then finally through whatever plate we want. For this grind, we want a 3/8 plate. So the first thing we gotta do, we've already sanitized everything. We're gonna add some white oil to this to make sure that we're keeping down friction as much as possible. Now it's really cold out. The other day when we started hunting, it was 18 degrees. It's a little bit warmer today, but I think it's only about 25 out there. So that does offer some advantages to us, because we've just got all the deer that we cut up in lugs outside in the garage, because it's gonna stay nice and cold there. And as we always tell you guys, heat is the enemy of any type of processing. We wanna make sure everything's super cold. So I've got my first plate that's going in there. It's gonna sit all the way in the back. That's the first thing that's gonna come in contact with the meat. Then we've got this two-sided knife that's gonna cut it both on its way through that kidney plate and up against our final plate for this, which again is that 3/8 or the 4.5 millimeter plate. I've already weighed out the deer, obviously. That's how I know I need 3.8 pounds of this pork fat mixture. I'm assembling our One Shot. And when we put on the grinder head ring, we want it to be nice and snug, but we don't want to really muscle it down. We just want to get it secure on there. So we're just going to do it until it basically grabs, and that's it. Now, the easier way for me to do this is with our 660-pound scale. What I'll do is I will take all of the pork fat that I have to choose from, and I'm just gonna use it until I'm negative 3.8. So I'm gonna tear it one more time to get us down to 0, and we will be good to just take 3.8 pounds out of that. So I've got our Walton 660-pound scale here. And like I said, I'm just gonna transfer over enough meat until it says I have 3.8 pounds. That's 4.2. Find a small piece. And we're now at perfect 3.8.